What's up, guys? I'm EJ, and this is Kendall, and today we'll be talking about some heroes that we think should get their own superhero TV series. So, Kendall, we've seen the success of many of these hero shows on CW, many of these hero shows on Netflix, and we want to talk about some of the heroes that we think would be awesome to bring to the silver screen.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to start right now with a Teen Titans series. I mean, that's a series that I think we all kind of want to see. We've all grew up, watching the Teen Titans cartoon on Cartoon Network, and then even Young Justice not too far ago, and now it's coming back for season 3. So we're all excited for that. But
I shed tears of joy when Young Justice came back. Just to let you know.
I think we all did just a little bit.
Yeah, man, that was beautiful.
But we've seen, I've talked about it on our podcast that we do that. We've seen with the CW that they've kind of planted the seeds for, a Young Justice series with all the characters they've introduced this season. And I think a Teen Titans show could work, whether or not, you could use the Kid Flash that we have in The Flash, or, we have a Miss Martian, we have potentially a Superboy, we don't know. Nightwing's a character you can add in there. There are a lot of different teen heroes. We have Artemis.
No, we're unclear what her deal is on our Arrow right now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, doing a little double agent stuff, so we'll see. But
there are a lot of different young heroes, and we have a Roy Harper. I mean, there are a lot of young heroes that are out there that you can definitely use, and I think it's a show that we would all love to see.
Yeah, I think what would be great about it, too, is a lot of these hero shows, maybe with the exception of Flash, they lean a little dark. I mean, right now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gotten pretty dark. Arrow's usually been a pretty dark show, and obviously Netflix shows are on a whole nother level when it comes to them being a lot more edgier. And something like the Teen Titans, or the Titans even, or a Young Justice show, TV, at live action, that would be a lot more lighter. You could probably be, not as serious. I think you could maybe bring some young fans, some teenage fans who maybe, really can't get into the seriousness of some of those other superhero shows. So I think the Titans would be a great idea.
And what's interesting is that Legends of Tomorrow was kind of an experiment for the CW to see if they can do a TV series with a team, Avengers style kind of show, and it worked. I think people see that it can work. So I think we can do a Teen Titans show, which is kind of a step above the Legends of Tomorrow, who are just a bunch of C-list characters.
And one hero that I think should be on this list as well, and he kind of leans on that side when you talk about the Titans. I think this person would be great for a solo show, would be Nightwing. We've seen Gotham kind of go into that Batman ethos. And look, I have my, concerns and my criticisms of Gotham, but it's a pretty popular show. I mean, people watch it. And I think it's because the Batman ethos is just bulletproof, and if there's anything with Batman, people love it. And the idea of maybe tapping into that with Nightwing, I think would be brilliant. We've seen how Supergirl has been pretty popular, and the idea that when they've brought Superman in season 2 and how awesome that was, and everyone kind of lost their minds at how well Hoechlin did playing Superman. What if you had a Nightwing show? We had this character, this young hero, a young male, trying to come into his own, similar to Kara and Supergirl. And then in season 2, you have Batman make a cameo. I mean, again, talk about breaking the internet. I mean, that would be crazy if they did that. So, you take him to Bloodhaven, give him his own group of villains, but then at the same time, also, you can try to, incorporate some of the Batman villains that we know and love as well. I think you have a really fun show with that.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely work. It can definitely work. It kind of sounds like Arrow a little bit. I mean, that's the problem with Arrow. Is that Arrow is a Batman ripoff. Unfortunately, we all love Arrow, but
they take a lot from the Batman themes. The only difference I would say is, the one thing that makes Nightwing so great is that Nightwing, Arrow is a coming of age of hero, but this guy is a little different. This guy is not an assassin by any means, or
he goes from a sidekick.
Yeah, this is really someone who's really trying to come into their own, because this was a sidekick who never lived on her own, who really now stepped out. If you remember how Nightwing left, it wasn't on the best terms with Batman. So someone who's really trying to come into their own, kind of grow up. And I think that's something that, once again, you're talking about, attracting a younger audience or a young adult audience. That story is a great story. I think that's why Nightwing's one of the more popular characters in DC Universe. I think he'd be a great character for a TV series. But who else who do we have on this list that you think would be great?
You mentioned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., EJ.
Yeah.
And the one character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I think popped off the most early on in this season, the first half of the season, was Ghost Rider.
Oh, yeah.
And, Robbie Reyes, portrayed by Gabriel Luna, is a character that I think we all are in agreement should get his own series. Probably, I think on the Netflix side. I think if you put him on, give him the Netflix freedom that I think some of the other characters we've seen have had. Because I think they definitely were a lot darker this season.
They walked the line with him.
They definitely walked the line, but they don't. There is no line on Netflix. There pretty much is no line. So, yeah. I mean, I think we want to see a Robbie Reyes show. We want to see a Ghost Rider show first and foremost.
Yeah.
But I think Robbie Reyes is a good way to add in the diversity of the character, Ghost Rider, and I think we want to see Johnny Blaze. I don't think it's like no Johnny Blaze, but you can have Johnny Blaze as a mentor character. I mean, he was already teased in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So seeing Johnny Blaze kind of interact with Robbie Reyes would be a nice happy medium.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when it came out that Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider was going to be in this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think a lot of people met it with skepticism. There wasn't the excitement that maybe you would have expected. People were like, well, one, does this even work? Like a spy show or secret agent show and Ghost Rider? And then two, Robbie Reyes. Who is Robbie Reyes? A lot of people, especially older fans who don't read the recent comic books, didn't even know there was another Ghost Rider. But, I mean, if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you've been able to catch this season, please do so if you haven't, because it's incredible. And he is one of the main reasons why his portrayal has been excellent. So I agree. I think you put him on a Netflix show, give him a lot of freedom. And you could open up your universe now instead of being just, the intergalactic and the people on Earth and Asgard. Now you go into the dark dimensions that maybe we saw a little bit in Doctor Strange, and maybe even going to hell. Now you're in a whole nother aspect.
Mephisto, possibly.
Yeah, now you're in a whole other aspect of the Marvel Universe that they haven't explored. So I think Ghost Rider would be great. But one other character I think that would be also when it comes to Marvel characters, and this is kind of a new character, is the new Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, because this is, once again, you talk about bringing someone with diversity. This is an American Muslim woman, or American Muslim teen. Obviously there aren't many shows around that have that portray that kind of character, and it's someone who their comic books have had rave reviews, and I think I worry a little bit with CGI because some of her powers are a little out there, but I think in terms of storytelling, the story that they've told with Miss Marvel so far in the comic book universe has been awesome. And I think if you could bring that to the TV, landscape, I think that would be great too.
I think it's perfect for ABC.
I think
it doesn't have to be MCU. It doesn't have to be super. It doesn't have to be Netflix. It doesn't have to be super gritty. Not everything is right for Netflix.
No.
We want to make that clear. So I think that's a perfect ABC series.
And Squirrel Girl is not going on Netflix.
I mean, that's another series that people want, but that's not a Netflix series. That's definitely not a Netflix series. I mean, Miss Marvel is a character that I think is very interesting because she's an Inhuman. So that ties into what we've had with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think there's an interesting story to be told. She's a younger hero, like you said. You can even try and connect her with Captain Marvel in a way. I mean, I don't think Brie Larson's coming on a TV series anytime soon, but you can have her maybe idolize that Captain Marvel character,
which is what she did in the comic books,
as a stepping stone for her becoming Miss Marvel. So there are a lot of different avenues they can go in that route, and it's a female lead, which there aren't too many of those.
And another one here that's a fan favorite for us, I think, growing up, me in the 90s, you not as much in the 90s, but watching the show later on, would be Static Shock.
I don't know if it's a 90s show.
It's not a 90s show, but I think when you grow up, but you were too young to really enjoy Static Shock. I think you got,
I don't know about that.
I'm challenging you right now, I'm being ageist. But for me, I grew up and was watching it when it first came out, and we think Static Shock would also be an awesome show for a TV series, because once again, you're talking about diversity, adding diversity, creating different types of characters. So you have a young black male, and this is someone who has really cool powers. Things you could do with electricity are always great. And I don't think they're I think there's a cool power that's not CGI, we're gonna get killed. I think it's similar to the Flash. You can do a lot of the same kind of animations and stuff, and will still look really cool. And it's already has a popular following. It has a fan base. You're not coming out of nowhere. People saying, "Well, who's Static Shock?" There are a lot of people who know this character. People of my age who will say, "Static Shock, let's do it."
Now I wonder if Static Shock's too similar to the Flash, in the kind of framing of the show. I mean, we have a gear type character in Cisco, and
but perhaps that fits right into what Berlanti's done because they
the Bang Baby, the Big Bang is similar to the whatchamacallit, the particle accelerators. So I mean, they kind of took from that formula. So you have a Freaky Week kind of show. So I mean, I think it could work, and I would love to see it. Some other ones that we talked about were The Question is one that I think could work. As kind of a mystery noir kind of show. Dr. Fate, kind of playing off the popularity of Doctor Strange.
And even Constantine as well.
Yeah, and Constantine, that's another...
No, I mean, playing off
player.
that Constantine popularity.
And he's a bigger character than Constantine.
Yes.
So, I mean, people will love to see that.
Yeah, and then also we added White Tiger, too.
Being
someone else who would be great also. But those are some of our suggestions. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. But for now, thank you guys for watching this video.